Hey guys, welcome to the channel. I got a few things we're going to do on a combi system today. Got a few different things we're going to show actually for the differences between the pro and the and the home use. A couple of different things with the drive shaft. We'll get into that here in a second. Be sure and give me a thumbs up and subscribe. Thank you. Alright guys, we got a KM110R. And the drive shaft's coming out of the end of it. Shouldn't do that.
I thought that was normal.
It is for most of them. Well, looks like that piece is okay. Okay, so take a little flat head and get that out of there. See if there's anything else in there. Nope. Alright, so what we have, it looks to be missing the roller. It should have a little roller up here at the end that actually holds the plastic sleeve on this piece. Oh, there it is. So this piece right here should not have come off of the shaft, and this piece might actually be okay. Let's see if it sits inside of there. I'll show you how to put it all back together. Okay, so this piece is actually worn out. It should stick. It should have a bigger spot somewhere in here, and when you push this down it should sit on top of it and hold that plastic sleeve in place between here and here. So we're actually going to have to replace this drive shaft. One of the pins is broken off inside of there, so that piece is not fixable anymore. Let's see if we've got a drive shaft in stock for it. Alright, so we actually had the part. Here's the part number.
Ooh.
Stop sleeve. It's just this little piece. That's all it is. We'll have to heat up the drive shaft and push it on. Put it in the vise first.
Push it real good.
Alright, so the first thing you're going to want to do, once again, this little piece on the end here that's broken off, there's nothing I can do about that. It's actually broken off into the, can't get my camera to focus. Come on. There it is. Anyways, it's actually broken off in there, and it's so hard of steel that you can't get it out. You can't drill it out. So we're just going to do what we can with that. So the sleeve is going to go on first, all the way down here to the end. And then we're going to put our stop sleeve on. Push it all the way down, and it should bite right there. There should be just a little bit bigger than the rest of the shaft. I'm going to take a wrench and beat that on there. Shouldn't take much. Can't get it on, a little heat honestly won't hurt it. Doesn't have to be perfectly on there. As long as it's on there, that's all that matters. I'm gonna stick it back in the drive tube of the Kombi. It keeps it on there. That's all it does. Simply put it back together. That's it. Stick our coupler back on. That's it. So on your 56 KM56, this driver number, this is your driver that actually turns the shaft of the attachment. So the way this works is pretty much the same as the professional, except this hooks onto a flexible drive shaft here inside the KM56 and 55. This piece here retails for about $35. Pick it up at your local dealer. You got another part here. This is your drive shaft for your KM91, 111, 131. This also fits the 90s. These are very 90s, 110s, and 130s. Comes with the sleeve built onto it. That's how that works. And here's your part number for that. And again, this is for your bigger professional units. Alright, so this is how the little quick coupler works. This is the engine side. This is the attachment side. You got those little guide wires there. We'll see if I can get it to line up. So what's supposed to happen is when you stick this in, the attachment in, it's supposed to spin this part and line it up. So you should be able to turn it anyway, and it should go in. I don't know if that's a good analogy or not, but a lot of times this is what actually sticks together. I've seen a little bit of rust get started in here and it'll hold it in place and won't let the attachment come out. You may end up having to replace the driver here, or you may even try sanding this down just a little bit, cleaning it with a wire wheel. Alright, so I've got another Kombi here. Similar issue. Looks like the plastic's coming out from in there. We're going to pull it apart and see. This is on this is actually the drive shaft to the hedge trimmer attachment. Looks like the plastic coupling's gone, so it's got to be inside of here. We're going to pull it apart and see what's wrong with it. I usually take this bolt out on the back instead of taking that off. And the whole drive shaft will come out with it. Yep. Looks like that piece is okay. These little guides will break off sometimes. You can actually, they do have a replacement number. I may actually have those, but if they break off inside of there, you can't remove it. The steel is so hard you can't drill it out, so you end up having to replace this whole drive shaft and everything. 111, 131. I think the 94s are different. I know the 56s are different. Let's see if I can find. There we go. Those little, they call them springs? No, guide wire. I keep several because they do go missing. That's the number there. Pretty simple little setup, but if they break off, they're a pain to get out. So this piece here looks to be okay. I think it's just as yeah, it's just the sleeve on this one. That's all that's broken. There's the rest of the plastic that's supposed to be on the sleeve. So there's a simple fix. One more I'll show you. One more part number is the sleeve number. Looks like I've got plenty of those in stock. There's your number on that. And this is actually this is the same sleeve for both ends. The sleeve on the power head is the same as what goes into here on the attachment. Same number, same part. Alright, so what you do, clean that off a little bit. Just push in and it should pull right out. Whole drive shaft comes out. See, this piece is not supposed to go over that sleeve. It's supposed to be stuck here in between, and it'll have just a little bit of play between here and here. Take that off. Put this in a vise. Take this part off, put the new sleeve on, and we'll be done. May have to use a little heat on this too. I'm just using a 3/8 open end wrench. Plastic sleeve. Same for both ends, engine and attachment. So we're going to slide this on. Your button end goes towards the connector end. So it goes just like that. And then we'll put our sleeve back on now. It's a little warm. These are replaceable too. I've already put that in the video as well. Can actually see this has got a little cutout there where the sleeve is actually supposed to go on to. That's why it's kind of hard to press off. Hopefully we won't have to heat this up again. And just touch it with the torch again. You always want to let that cool down before you put it back on, because if that plastic sleeve gets over here on the hot drive shaft, it could melt it. Definitely don't want that. So we're going to let it cool down a few minutes. Okay, so we got our sleeve put on. Our little guides here are good. Damaged or missing, everything looks good there. We're just going to stick it back together.
I'll be right there.
Kind of hard to get this centered up, but you stick your coupler back on. Torque it down. That's it. Say